What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down what's really moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is down 1.49%, 394 the low, 402 the high. So all in all, NIO's actually doing pretty good in comparison to the broader market. So market's pulling back for a couple of different things. One is this right here. So Sunday evening, Trump did come out and ultimately said that there isn't much progress between the States and China as far as negotiating tariffs. So that's not really all that great. Trump did state that there's going to be some deals coming this week, but he also mentioned that last week and we didn't get anything. But nonetheless, this is what's causing kind of the broader market to go down a little bit. And normally what has happened in the past, whenever we've had this negative or kind of gray updates, NIO gets hit like 5+%. So like I said, NIO's actually doing pretty a-okay in comparison to a lot of other stocks. Aside from that though, the broader market is kind of getting dragged down because of good data. So because of good data, that does directly influence the likelihood of future rate cuts. So we're back at that inverse type of thing that happened in 2024 when the market wanted negative data to justify rate cuts. So it's kind of a weird scenario, but we'll just have to wait and see how that all plays out. No official news from NIO today, no SEC filings. Couple additional things, I guess unofficial, was this. So it looks like NIO sales in Norway did fall 55% year over year in April. And then that's kind of piggybacking also off of this news, how NIO only sold 2 vehicles in Sweden in April. That's down 67%. Same, I think, recent news for the Netherlands. So NIO definitely isn't gaining that much traction. So as far as I'm aware, I know they flip-flopped on a lot of their kind of points, but as far as I'm aware, NIO has been laying individuals off in Europe and kind of cutting their expansion. So that does kind of justify why they are having somewhat lackluster sales. So let me know your viewpoint on that. And as far as I'm aware, there still is no updates between China and the EU for the EV tariffs. So I think that could be one also big factor as well, because yeah, why would someone, I think the EU tariffs are sitting at 35 or 40%. Why would someone pay 40% more for a vehicle when they don't have to, right? So I think that is going to be a very big catalyst for NIO. It's just a waiting game as of right now. But looking over here, shorts are increasing 1.03 million shares, 13.15% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 209.06 million shares. Shorts have been really returning over the last little bit. You see it go from about 15% short interest to where it is now. And they obviously go back and forth, but today they decided to really double down and increase. Maybe they are reacting based off of the tariff news or whatever, but let me know your general thoughts on that. Moving over to the options though. So the market's only been open roughly an hour and a half, give or take. So take this with a grain of salt, but 611,000 in calls, 182,000 in puts, 56% of all the options being done today are bullish in nature. So that's kind of an interesting type of thing. When it comes to the bulls though, they do still feel that it will be kind of between that 4 to 450. So a lot of optimism for them still. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub. Consensus is roughly $4, but you see also pockets at $3. So this week is clearly going to be a big week for them. No big transactions so far on the secondary market above $100,000. And on the dark pool, you have 2 transactions, and one is for 712,000, the other one is for 516. So kind of on the low end, but then again that does match with the overall lower volume. So 7.3 million, and then 52.5 is the average. So most likely come the end of the day will be somewhere around that 30 to 35 in my opinion. But aside from that though, with it at 398, trading between this R1 and the pivot, so 384 is going to be a strong support, and then 438 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. So NIO right now, and for the last little bit, has just been somewhat in kind of the no man's land. It's been really holding up despite being below all the key pivotal moving averages. So you do have that 50-day moving average sitting at roughly that $4.14. Then you also have that 100 sitting at $4.27, and then that 458 that 200-day moving average. So NIO, if they do get some good updates, whether it be tariff or even the EU tariffs, then you could see a very nice push higher. But until then, it's just going to be kind of stuck, and whatever shorts do with NIO, it's typically where it does typically trend. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Like I said, though, I think all in all, it's actually doing fairly well. In the past, it's days like this have really caused like turmoil within NIO, but like I said, I think it's pretty doing fairly well. No new analyst ratings, no new forecasts, nothing along those lines. So it is just reacting to the broader market. So what is your viewpoint on NIO? Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What's your kind of general thoughts on them? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And as a side note, I did put a video over the weekend on the top 5 based on quantitative data. And a lot of people have asked me about NIO. So NIO's is sitting at 2.9. So it does have valuation as a C, growth as a B+, profitability F, momentum C+, and revisions is a C+. If you want kind of further updates, I can definitely do that by maybe in following videos, just kind of show line by line what is relevant, what isn't, and whatever else. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Pop over to my Discord, completely free. A lot of good people talking about stocks, options, crypto, everything that you ever need in life. And with all that, appreciate all of you watching.